Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about progress and not perfectionism in zero waste. And I think we should start by talking about the term zero waste. It's a bit misleading, and it's also quite a huge concept to try and grapple with, this idea of producing zero waste. And the problem with that is that we think that that is something that's possible rather than an ideology or a kind of goal to be striving towards. So today I want to talk about how zero waste is all about progression, and it's all about every single day making small impacts and small changes that will eventually change your entire way of living, even if it takes a year, 2 years, a lifetime. It's about changing our behaviours, it's about changing our attitudes towards stuff, towards buying and consuming, and being more conscious about the way that we're living our lives. I think the problem with perfectionism is that we think that zero waste is something that's quite tangible, and that's why we do focus quite distinctly on physical objects. I'm guilty of this. I've done it in so many of my videos where I talk about a zero waste haul, which is kind of oxymoronic, isn't it? You're not really supposed to be buying things when you're living a zero waste lifestyle, but I do recognize, obviously, and some things like buying a keep cup, for example, has helped me. And that's a choice that I've made to, instead of just giving up coffee completely, I've chosen to still buy something to enable me to keep consuming another product. And that's something that I've been struggling with a lot recently, which is why I wanted to talk again about progress. It's an incredibly intricate and difficult way of living. It's not as though you can go zero waste overnight like you could in actuality go vegan overnight. But I think the problem is, and this is why I want to take a different approach, or I want to really drum home this kind of progress approach, because I don't want to make you feel like your efforts aren't good enough. I always am reading in the comment section below that people say that, you know, they're really trying, but they're failing on this or they're failing on that. And I want to say that you should embrace that. Like, that is amazing that you've even become engaged in this, and that you're willing to change your life and your behaviors and your attitude to live a more zero waste lifestyle. And you don't realize that just by doing that, and just by committing to that, people around you will get to know what the hell zero waste even is. They'll question what they need to get you, for example, for gifts, and that's a good kind of way into discussing why you're doing the things you do. I mean, I just had my birthday and people were asking me what could I possibly get you who like a vegan, zero waste, minimalist that's trying not to consume things. And it's a great way to have a conversation with people, saying these gifts are better because they will give me far more than any single object possibly could. So for example, my friend Poppy, she got me this book, This Changes Everything by Naomi Klein, and it's all about climate change and how I can use the information and the knowledge that she gives me in this book to be a good, effective activist to spread the word about it. That sounds quite religious, spread the word of Naomi Klein. And that's why it's a good opener, and it makes other people more conscious of what they're doing. So when people ask me how to go zero waste, if they don't have any bulk stuff kind of near them, in the Q&A I touch on this, but it's all you can do is the best that you can, and you have to remember that it's not just about physical objects, it's also action through inaction. So being passive and not engaging in the fashion industry, in consumerism, and trying to actually take a step back from that. So you can be active via being inactive, as well as being, you know, proactive of having conversations with people. Even if people ask you questions, that's them coming to you. There are still so many ways that we can really move towards a more environmentally friendly way of living, more ecological, just by engaging ourselves and others around us. Obviously it's great if you have bulk bins, and it's great if you don't produce physical waste and physical trash. But there are so many other nuances and aspects to this movement that it's not just about my bin is full or I've consumed plastic every single day this week. Progress is what's important because it's the small achievements that make us proud of ourselves, and it's the small achievements that once we have been able to really implement them into our way of living, that's what motivates and inspires ourselves to keep going and to make more changes. I mean, 5 years ago I was not minimalist, I was not vegan, I was not zero waste. I was ignorant and I didn't care about finding out. I was at university and all I cared about was having long beautiful hair, making really good friends and reading all the beautiful literature that I was studying. And it's not until I decided to go vegan that I kind of opened up to this whole other way of living and became more conscious and educated myself and watched hundreds of YouTube videos and read the news, but then talked about it with my friends and engaged myself. And that's how I've become an activist on social media. So even if and I certainly am not, a perfect zero waster, just by turning on the camera, sitting down and editing, trying to come up with something useful just to talk about with you guys, that is a great way of reducing your environmental impact because you're trying to reach people and spread a message that's really important. Social media is so great. If you're looking for another step, another way to really get involved and try and live more zero waste, talk to people on social media, start campaigns, start talking to everyone, take photos and show people. Anyway, I'm always rambling on too long, but I really hope that you don't feel like you're a failure or that you're not good at this because you couldn't buy all your groceries in unpackaged sort of stuff. There are so many other ways to contribute, and there are so many ways to start your journey. As long as you're on that journey, then you shouldn't feel like a failure. You should feel proud. You should feel really proud of what you've achieved so far and what you will go on to achieve. I'm now a vegan, I'm now a zero waster, I'm now a minimalist. I buy all my clothes secondhand now, pretty much. This has been a long journey for me, but I am continuing down it and I'm spreading the love as far and wide as I can. And I hope you do too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and please let me know what you're doing in the comments. And you know, if you had any good conversations with people or where you want to take your activism. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.